Hey everybody, welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here by my favorite Hollywood starlet, Kat Halstead, the author. Welcome back, girl. Welcome back.
Hello.
Yes. And we're continuing our tradition of Here Comes the Booze. This is our third installment, our third spooky installment. So glad you can make it tonight on a Friday night.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, hey, it's election season. I'm always busy.
Is it election season? Like who's
Yes.
What is hot right now in the election world?
There are Senate races throughout the country. So you have like Dr. Oz in Pennsylvania and somebody.
Did you just say Dr. Oz?
Yes, Dr. Oz from TV.
Like he's running for Senate?
Yes.
Hold on. Stop the press. This is news to me.
You don't know this at all?
No, I don't follow politics. I don't know what's going on in this world out there. You know what?
He's running for Senate in Pennsylvania. This is the kicker. This is the real kicker, Patrick. That gets everybody really like, what the F? He lives in New Jersey.
Oh, wait, hold on. He lives in New Jersey and he's running in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. That is some questionable political tactics right there. Like you gotta have brass balls to do this. Like,
right?
His fucking rich ass.
That is some major balls right there.
You know what? We need to get our private investigator out there to like unearth some like scandals. Maybe he has some nudes out there or something, or like him in like a tryst with like, I don't know, some whores or something. Like we got to put a stop to this.
Him in a tryst with like Dr. Phil.
Ooh, you know what? I would welcome that. I would 100% welcome that because I would love to see that. I would. Talk about exploitation.
Yeah, so there's races all over the country that are very interesting and have different things going on.
All right. So you're in the political survey world. I have a hot question for you. This is like a very hot question that I have for you.
Okay.
What do people think of this? It's not a hot question.
There are people who just think it's a joke.
I mean, let's be real. The last time a reality television star ran for office, it didn't go too well. Let's be real. Sorry to like offend anybody, but
yeah.
Or you know what? I don't apologize for that. Look how it went. Like we're still reeling in from the aftermath of that. So
there's a bunch of different races throughout the country that are just they have craziness going on, and so we call those areas a what?
I dig. I don't know.
So
you know what? I guess politics is now a joke. I mean, it always was a joke, but I guess like legitimately it is now a joke because you know what? If the only prerequisite is that you have to be on television,
well, I mean,
and an exploitative type series, then you know what? Anybody can do it. Like the host of the Bachelor host could like run for office now. Let's be real.
I mean, I would trust him over Dr. Oz.
Like, you know what? Would you vote for Bachelor Bob? Was that his name? From like 20 years ago? I was like 10 years ago. Like 20 years ago. Let's be real. Ugh.
Oh my God. Ugh. Oh my God. It was closer to 20 though. Holy crap, Patrick. He's been like married 2 more times since then.
Would you vote for Joe Millionaire for office? Like if he was running right now, would you do it?
No.
Exactly.
No, but I think he did run for office somewhere.
Oh, maybe a town selectman or something. Just like a local, like he's town treasurer. He's in charge of I don't know, money, or I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's wild. But speaking of wild and anniversaries, we're entering the 60th anniversary of tonight's topic, and I'm excited to be talking about this today.
I'm excited. We did not realize that when we picked this.
No. I did not know this movie came out on Halloween. This movie premiered on Halloween in 1962, and...
Yeah, like, we watched a whole drama series about this movie and the making of it.
Yeah, and I've seen this movie dozens of times, and I did not realize this came out on Halloween. I thought this was a March release at best.
No, this was a movie that was specifically released to be in time for Oscar nominations for that year.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Because the star of the movie, one of the stars anyway, not the, like, I know she's labeled as the star, but I don't,
but
she did great in it, but I don't see her as the star.
I don't either. And
We're talking about Betty Davis. Yeah, right. Okay. Do we agree? Do we agree on this?
that Joan Crawford is the true star of this movie, yes.
Yeah, she's the true star of this movie. And I think you know what? I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not, because I wasn't around during both of their reigns of terror, but I think Joan Crawford is the better actress of the two.
I do too.
Her movies are better.
Here's the thing, I'm more likely going to sit down and watch a Joan Crawford movie on a Sunday afternoon or whatever.
On like TCM.
Yeah, than I am a Betty Davis movie.
Introduced by, like, what's his name? Ben Mankiewicz or something? Ben Mankiewicz? Or what's his name? Ben Mankiewicz? Is that his name? The guy that always comes on before and, like, talks for, like, 20 minutes and, like, just get to the fucking movie. I'm like, I don't care, like...
And I'm like, dude, I know everything I need to know about Gone with the Wind. You're not going to tell me anything I don't know, so shut up.
You know what? I don't care that you're sitting in front of a library full of books or whatever he's sitting in his fucking cardigan sweater. I don't care. Just get to the movie.
Well, you know that the guy who used to do that was George Clooney's dad?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Obviously, he's dead, right? I honestly don't know.
Oh my god.
He's probably dead, right? Like, he's dead, right?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, I know Rosemary Clooney's dead. Like, she's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before, because she was on that one episode of ER we did. Like,
Yes.
2 years ago, maybe?
Yes, where she was playing George's aunt.
She played, like, the crazy senile lady who, like, sings, like, show tunes in the ER. Great time. Great time to be an aging actress, like, right? The 1990s, because you could just go on TV
Yeah.
and just, I don't know, make one last appearance, go out on a high note, literally. All right, yeah, so what are we doing tonight? We haven't even dropped the name of it, because we never dropped the name of it in the first 5 minutes.
We're doing Whatever Happened to Baby Jane.
And I would like to know whatever happened to her, because what the fuck?
Holy crap.
Oh.
Oh.
You know what? I want a prequel series that just does, like, in between 1919 and 1962. Like, I want to know everything. I want to know every fucking intimate detail. Like, I need to know what led her to this point, because, wow. We literally just, like, go from, like, it's, like, I felt like we were watching Lost, and they're in, like, one season, and then all of a sudden they do, like, a flash forward, and everyone looks different. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, Sawyer has, like, sideburns now, and you're like, what happened? Like, how did Sawyer get sideburns?
This movie is wild. And I didn't know this until today, because I'm not, like, out here looking this stuff up all the time. But there was a made-for-TV movie version redo in the 90s
What?
on ABC.
Oh, we have to track that down. You know what, I need to watch this, like, tonight.
Starring Vanessa and Lynn Redgrave as Blanche and Jane, yes.
I'm gonna throw this out there. That's a good cast right there. That's a good. Who played Edwin? Do we know who played Edwin?
I didn't look. I was just like, ooh, what do you mean, which year? Google, what do you mean?
You know what? I gotta look this up real quick. Hold on. It came out in the 90s.
Yes. 1991.
Oh, I might have just found it. Oh yeah, February 17th, 1991. Yeah, the Redgraves are in it. Oh, you know what? It was produced by William Aldrich, who did the first one. So I guess it's like keeping in the family.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm looking at the other names. I don't know any of these names. Oh, John Glover. He played he was on Smallville. He played Lex Luthor's dad. He had a role in this too. He played the character of Billy Corn, who I don't know. He's not in the original. He's not in the OG.
Yeah.
Maybe they changed characters' names.
Maybe.
Quick history. This movie stars Joan Crawford and Betty Davis. They were, like, in their 50s at this point. They were pretty much, like, aged out of, like, the hot Hollywood roles, and they just kind of, like, they were working. Betty Davis did, like a I don't know, like, episode of, like, Alfred Hitchcock or something, or, like, Perry Mason, or one of those shows.
Yeah, they were not getting the prime roles that they thought they deserved. They were getting the grandmothers of, like, Elvis.
Yeah, they were playing, like, the mother of, like, the next big Hollywood starlet, and had, like, maybe, like, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of airtime, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie is about their, like, hot daughter or something. Like, they were huge. Like, these were two huge names. They were Warner Brother, like, contracted actresses, and they were, like, in everything. Like, every movie from the 30s and 40s. Like, you literally watch, like, Turner Classic Movies. At least one of their movies is on it every day. Like, let's be real.
You're gonna know who they are.
Yeah, so, like, Joan Crawford had, like, what, like, Mildred Pierce in, like, the late 40s, and that was, or 50s or something, that was, like, big-ish for her. But she played the mom. She was the mom character. Was it All About Eve? Was that like the big one for Betty Davis? Was that her?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
So that was like their big like older-ish, but I don't even know if it was like older-ish to be honest with you. I wasn't alive.
Yeah.
Then they had these like smaller roles. Joan Crawford like married I don't know, the owner of Pepsi, and she was like shilling Pepsi for I don't know, a decade. Like he croaked, and like now she's in charge of fucking Soda Pop. Like there's like a cunty picture of like from the follow up to this movie, Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, and it's Olivia de Havilland and like Betty Davis like holding up Coke bottles like as a big fuck you to her. Oh great.
Yeah.
Classic pick. Like Joan Crawford, like she wanted to get back into Hollywood. I think she was like writing like sending like handwritten letters to like everybody she knew. She wanted to like get a movie made. And she found this book. I think it's like whatever book this movie's based on. I don't think it's called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. I think it's called something else. But she found this book.
Yeah.
She sent it to like the producer, and she's like, "Let's do this." And he's like, "Okay, but we need like another name." And she like flew to New York, went to like see Betty Davis's performance of like Night at the Iguana, and like coerced her into doing this movie. And Betty Davis is like, "All right, fine." And she's like, "I'll only do it if I get like top billing."
Which we still only know because of Growing Pains.
That is true. But like what was it like they had to have equal billing or something. It was something like that, right?
There's some, like they are both divas. They both are like the girl. They're not gonna let the other one outshine them if they don't have to.
And I even think like there was some like strife with the Warner Brothers. Like Jack Warner was like, I don't know if I want to like people.
Yeah, Jack Warner's like, I don't want to make a movie with these two old broads.
Yeah, like they're old. They're old as fuck. Like I want to do like a hot movie about like I don't know, like a fucking like 20-year-old trapped in space or something. I guess lightning struck at the right moment, and somehow like this got made. And I don't think they anticipated it to be like as big as it was. I don't think this was like the top movie of the year, but it was like better than they anticipated.
Yeah, well, Betty and Joan went and promoted the hell out of it.
Oh yeah, like didn't they go around with like actual like Baby Jane dolls and stuff? Like
yeah, they were like, here's a creepy Baby Jane doll at this movie theater. Like they were going to like I think it was Betty went to like 17 theaters in 3 days to promote the movie in upstate New York.
Ugh. I don't know how much fucking coke she was on.
They were like all over the place promoting this movie. They were not going to let it fail.
Yeah. There was that. Didn't she go on some like talk? Betty Davis go on like some talk show, and she like did like a dance number and shit, and she was like swaying.
Yeah, she did it. She went on a talk show. She also went on a talk show and called Joan Crawford an old broad, and Joan was like, "Don't ever call me an old broad again."
And then there was this. I think even like I think the studio kind of like suspected trouble too, so they kind of like constructed this like feud. Like they orchestrated this like whole feud between them to like make them hate each other, which would like get into Hedda Hopper's like gossip rags and stuff. She'd be talking about it, so people would be like,
"Yes, oh Hedda, our queen."
Yeah, our queen Hedda Hopper, OG Gossip Girl, original XOXO.
Gossip Girl wishes she could be Hedda Hopper.
Come to my house, we're gonna have dinner. And she like pulled out like a tape recorder and like tape recorded them like talking. It was like the OG podcast. Like it was them two like being bitchy to each other at dinner. It was great.
You totally said that on the first episode of Getting Catty with Pat and Cat.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
I don't even know this really happened. I just only know it from the FX show. So like this, it could not have even happened. Like this should be completely fictional, but in my mind, it's real.
It's amazing, and I hope it did happen.
Oh, I hope so. Like I hope they had like what. Like I'm dying to know what they ate, like and like who ate what, and like did they eat all the meals, and like who got liquored up the most. I bet it was Betty Davis. Actually, Joan Crawford was like kind of a booze bag too, wasn't she?
Probably.
What was the name of that like hot restaurant they used to go to in LA together? Like that dark fucking dim fucking restaurant that they were.
Oh my god, what was it?
Like Perini's or something like that.
Yeah, it was something, and it was all over the series on FX. They were always there.
Ugh. Yeah, it looked so cool. I wanted to fucking like I just wanted to go back and like if you know what, if I ever got a time machine, I would go back to I don't know 1961 or whenever they were filming this, 62, and just go to this restaurant just so I can sit in the dark corner, order a fucking gimlet or something, and just have a good night.
I'm just like hope you saw Betty and Joan show up and have a cat fight.
Oh, you know those bitches were there every night. They were there. Her and Beatty Merrill, Betty Davis's daughter.
Oh my gosh.
Great times, great times. Yeah. All right. So that's kind of the backstory. They ended up getting the movie made. They somehow filmed it. There's a very controversial ending. To me, it's controversial.
It's a weird ending. It's a weird ending.
You know what? If I was going to end a movie, I feel like I got to come up with a better ending than this. But according to the FX series Feud, Joan just like did not have like she just didn't want it anymore. She was like done with it. So I feel like they just kind of rushed the ending at this point because when I was watching it, the only time you really see Joan Crawford, it's like long shots. It's like her far away, so it's probably like a stunt double. Like she didn't want to be part of this anymore.
Well, do you want to be buried in the sand?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we don't want to spoil it because this movie's only been out for 60 years, so we don't want to spoil the ending. we'll get to it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get there eventually. You know how we do what we do. If you don't, you're brand new here. And how did you find us?
Yeah, we'll probably digress a lot too, because I have a lot of thoughts that could go to many different directions. All right, so the movie opens up. It's like we're in the 19 teens. It's like 1919, 1917. It's like vaudeville times.
Mm-hmm.
We meet the Hudson family. So it's a mom, dad, and the daughters, Jane and Blanche. Jane is played by Bette Davis in the future.
Yes.
Blanche is Joan Crawford, but in the olden days, they're younger. They're these younger gals. And can I just throw something out here real quick? I just learned this today. The actress who played Blanche, like the young Blanche, like 10-year-old Blanche, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
she went on to play Pippi Longstocking in some like Shirley Temple thing that Shirley Temple did one day.
Really?
So that blew my mind. I don't know. Because I was like, because I was curious if those two, like the two younger siblings were still alive. They're both still alive, by the way. They're still out there kicking.
Okay.
None of them are actresses anymore, though. So they're done.
I mean,
And actually, hold on. Gina Gillespie, who played the young Blanche, the young Joan Crawford, her sister was a Mousquetaire. Darlene. Do you know Darlene?
yeah, okay, that's why she looked familiar. Okay.
Yeah, Darlene. Darlene's sister was in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. So who knew? Who fucking knew?
Not us.
Yeah, you learn a lot on this show. Yeah, so the movie opens up. It's vaudeville times, and Bette Davis's character is young. She's like an 8, 9, 10. I really couldn't tell how old she was, to be honest with you.
I want to say about 8. I mean, she could have been 10, but she was definitely emotionally at the very oldest age.
Yeah, she's an 8. So they have the stage show, and she plays this character called Baby Jane, which she has like the pigtails. She's wearing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a pinafore dress? I can't remember because I watched this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's like a pinafore dress.
All right, and she just does like tap dancing on stage. She does numbers, and she sings like, I don't know, I want to write a letter to Daddy or something. Like I think that's like our hot hit.
Yeah, I want to write a letter to Daddy who's in heaven, which is creepy on multiple levels.
It's creepy when she sings it when she's older, but it's also creepy when she sings it when she's young because her dad's playing the piano behind her.
Yeah.
And they do this thing where you can tell that they like paid somebody in the audience to request that song because she's like, all right, the father's like, we're going to play one more song. Any requests? And like everyone's shouting shit out, and this little kid like raises his hand and he like points him out, and the little kid's like, I want to hear Write a Letter to Daddy. And he's like, all right, kid, we're going to play that.
There's no way a kid was requesting that song.
No. And there's even like props that go along with it too.
Mm-hmm.
They have this like floating letter that floats in the air, like on like a fishing hook, like over the audience.
Yeah.
So like there's, they fucking thought this out.
Yeah.
She's singing the song, and we kind of like, it keeps cutting over to the side of the stage, and you see young Blanche just like with a scorned look on her face. Horrible bangs too. She has fucking horrible bangs.
Yeah.
They look like they were cut with like jagged scissors.
Probably.
And the mother's like, I know you're looking at her like you hate her, but someday, you know what, you're gonna be better than her. Just remember that. She's not gonna be pretty forever. Like, it's like the mother was a fortune teller or something.
Oh, the mother knew what was up. Come on.
Yeah, because that was like, I want a prequel to the series because I want to know like the family dynamic, because we kind of just jump over a lot of shit here.
The dad is a con artist stage parent.
100%.
That is the family dynamic.
And like the mom just puts up with it, right? Like she likes the money.
The mom just puts up with it because 1919, she doesn't have the rights to like get a divorce and shit and get away from him.
Yeah, I don't think she can even vote yet, right? Like, was it like the 20s? Like, like we're like pre like women's suffragette movement.
Oh, that's depressing.
She might have had an opinion, but it didn't matter. She just you know, she probably got like told to like be silent and just sat in the dressing room and just, I don't know, poorly cut Blanche's hair with jagged scissors.
Oh yeah, no. That haircut is definitely if that is not something the father did to Blanche, that is something that Jane did to Blanche. Because the girls have a very unhealthy relationship.
We don't get to see like the beginnings of it, which kind of pissed me off because I feel like if this came out today, this would be like a 5-season Hulu original series in which we got like 5 seasons of like the origin story of this, like that. What was that like pre-Psycho show? Like Bates Motel or something. We would have got that. Like I want that.
Yeah, that was on A&E or something.
Like I want to see who cut Blanche's hair. Like I need to know.
I'm telling you, it's the dad. The dad is just like, why is Blanche even here? Which is funny because Blanche is the one who goes on to be a movie star.
That is true. And you know what upset me too? In Ryan Murphy's Feud series, we didn't get a young Blanche wig. We should have got a young Blanche wig. Can we retroactively go back and get a young Blanche wig?
God, Ryan Murphy.
He was saving his money for all of Edie Falco's Hillary Clinton wigs. Let's be real. Yeah. So we literally go like from 1919. Oh, hold on. The stage show ends and we get like this weird like the dad's selling Baby Jane dolls and they're these like giant sized Barbie dolls, but they're creepy as fuck looking.
These are like the creepiest fucking dolls I think I've ever seen.
You know what? I've seen Annabelle, the movie Annabelle, and that was not as scary as this doll.
I mean, I have seen like the creepy haunted dolls and stuff in documentaries or whatever. Like this doll is creepier.
This doll is creepy as fuck. And so then we get that scene and then we get like the dad like they're behind the stage. Like I think Jane, like young Jane wants to go get ice cream and the father's like scolding her.
Yeah, she wants ice cream. He like wants her to sign autographs and she's like, I want ice cream. Make it happen. And get some for Blanche too. And the dad's like pissed off enough he has to get ice cream for Jane, but also for Blanche. Oh, how dare his child make that request.
And this is all happening in front of fans and the you can hear like it's all like a bunch of young kids, but it's like the parents and the parents are like whispering, they're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Can you believe the parents? Oh my god.
So then we get a quick cut and we go to like the 30s. We're in like the 1930s. So now Blanche is like a hot movie star.
Yeah, Blanche is like the hot movie star.
Like we're in like a screener of one of I don't want to call her Baby Jane. She's like older Jane now. Not even older Jane. She's like 20-year-old Jane at this point.
Yeah, like
they literally just took like an old like Betty Davis movie and were just playing like clips from it. But they must have picked like a bad Betty Davis movie.
Yeah,
because the two like film guys, like the directors or producers or whatever, they're like, oh my god, this is fucking awful. They're like, I can't believe we have to do this movie. And the other guy's like, well, it's only because Blanche has a clause on a contract, like if Blanche makes a movie, we have to do one with Jane. They're like, ugh, like, is there any way to get out of her contract? And then it quick cuts to like a car crash, like right away.
Well, okay, no, so hold on. The guys are like watching this bad movie that like he's like, I can't make it. I can't even sit through this like once. He's like, there's gotta be a way to like can this movie, make it so it never sees the light of day. And they're walking around the studio, and there's, like, this ostentatious, like, convertible car, and the guy's like, who would need a car like this? And they're like, oh, that's Blanche's car.
It's like a hot rod.
And then we cut to the car accident.
And it's a horrible special effects too. It's like we get that they put the camera like on the hood of the car so you can see the little like hood ornament, and you just see it like crash into a gate and like a freeze frame of like a horrified like silhouette, but it's like animated kind of.
Yeah,
it was really weird.
Yeah,
and there's like a really bad. I mean, it's 1962. We're not gonna get like hot fucking like Disney Plus Avengers style effects, but
I mean.
I feel like it was laughable for the time, though.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, we then get like another fast cut to like, it says present day, I think. Like, it says present day, but it's really 1962.
Yeah.
And we see this like haggard looking mansion. It's like unkempt.
But it's still like in a nice area. Like, it's not like falling apart. It's just like it needs a fucking landscaper.
Maybe some paint on the walls kind of thing. I don't know, maybe some dusting.
Maybe like the stone needs to be washed or something.
Yeah, just some light duty work.
Like a couple of days, once a year, and it's good.
Like a good groundskeeper to come by like every week or something. Like that's all they need.
Yeah.
It's next door to this like mother-daughter combo who like just keep popping up in this movie, and it's great. Like they might be my favorite characters because they're like the commentary.
I love them. Well, I think it's Betty Davis's daughter playing the daughter.
Yeah, it's Beatty Merrill is playing like the young daughter, and there's like a someone playing her mom.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of doing the social commentary of the movie. Like,
yeah,
they're just like they're watching one of Blanche's movies on TV, and they're just like showing an old Joan Crawford movie, and they're talking about how great she is, and then the mom's like, oh, well, by the way, she lives next door, and the daughter's like, yeah, but we never see her, we only see her weird sister.
Yeah.
And then like it quick cuts over to inside this Addams Family like mansion.
Yeah.
And we get this creepy staircase. It's like the creepiest hallway I've ever seen. If I ever walked into a house and saw this, I'd move. I'd leave.
It's awful.
And so there's this weird barrier between, because we learn that Blanche is now handicapped, and we're led to believe that what's her name? Baby Jane got drunk one night and hit Blanche and made her handicapped. And so she's like in a wheelchair on the second floor. There's stairs, so she can't get downstairs. And Baby Jane just stays downstairs and just gets like sauced all day long with her like 6 gins and fucking 3 scotches, like all day long.
You think we're exaggerating, but we're not.
There's a little bit of exposition that goes on. So we learn that obviously Blanche hasn't worked since the 30s because she's paralyzed from the waist down. She can't walk. She's in a wheelchair. She's stuck in this bedroom. And she has a phone, like that's her only contact with the outside world, and her like housekeeper Elvira, who this bitch,
yeah,
she could have saved her life. Like this bitch, Elvira,
yes,
so mad at her, so mad. Like, you know what, she tried, but she didn't do a good job. Like, she could have done better.
She tried though.
So I guess money's drying up. Like they're running low on money, but these movies keep playing on TV, so they get the residuals of Blanche's movies, so they get, I don't know, a couple $100 a month or something to like kind of keep the household account going.
Not the easiest situation though.
Blanche knows like times are tough, so she's thinking about selling the house, which this whole part of the movie confused me because she talks to the Elvira, the housemaid, about this.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm like thinking about selling the house. Like, how is she? Like, I know she has her phone in her room, but I feel like we're in the 60s. Like, I don't think like this was like something that happened between phones. I feel like you had to go to a bank to kind of do this shit. So I was like wondering.
She has a business manager. They have a business manager who does all that shit.
So does this guy come to the house?
Yeah, he usually would come to the house to, like, if he needs her to sign papers or something.
Does he not see what's going on? I don't know.
Apparently, well, I think that's the thing, is a lot of people do, and Blanche is kind of like protecting Jane.
Oh, yeah, but like but Elvira knows, and like she even talks to Jane about it. But like
she like, to be fair, Elvira tries to talk to Blanche about it, but there's this, she's my sister, I have to take care of her kind of thing. That's not an easy situation to be in.
Like, was elder abuse not like a known thing around this time? I'm guessing maybe this movie like started it.
Probably not.
This was like, hey, maybe we need to look out for the elderly.
Like, maybe we should look out for our family members.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe this movie like put it in the forefront. Like, maybe this was a groundbreaking movie. People are like, you know what? I am worried about my neighbor that's like always in a wheelchair upstairs next door. Like, maybe we should like check things out.
Maybe we should just make sure that her weird sister who takes on the clown makeup isn't trying to kill her.
Yeah. So, all right. So we have to talk about Baby Jane. I can't call her Baby Jane.
That's her name. That is her name. That is what she thinks of herself, though.
Yeah.
That is the thing. She thinks of herself as Baby Jane.
Yeah, she's like a 54-year-old woman who still like wears the pigtails. She fucking puts all that makeup on her face. She wears the fucking like fancy dress, like her stage dress, and she literally just walks around the house like that all day.
Mm-hmm.
And like in her mind, she's a legend in her own mind.
Yes.
No one's remembered her. Like there's points like she goes out to town, she goes to the bank, and like she's like, "I'm Baby Jane Hudson," and people are like, "Who?" Like what?
Oh, you're here for Blanche Hudson. Okay.
They go along with it. And then like she's kind of a con artist too, because there's like a whole subplot where she's trying to get back into the public eye, so she puts like an ad out in like the LA Times. Former like starlet wanted to get back in the scene, will pay. Like I think that's literally the ad.
Yeah.
And this guy who writes jingles or something, he like plays piano. I don't know what he does. This guy Edwin.
Yeah,
and he lives with his mom, like in LA somewhere.
He's like a con artist on his own, in the making on his own, to be fair.
That is true. Like he was trying, like they were both equally trying to exploit each other.
He is going there to con her.
Yeah.
But she's like, she comes up with this whole like crazy thing in her head where they're a thing. And he's like, hold up, wait, what's happening?
He lives with his mom in like a small apartment, probably in like Glendale or something.
Yeah.
Like the mom's like, you gotta get out of the house. Like you've been playing fucking piano here for like 10 years. You know what? You're not doing any like musical scores for something. You need to make it, because I'm gonna be dead soon. I get fucking $40 in my bank account and a fucking parakeet in the kitchen. Like we got nothing.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right. So he thinks he's gonna exploit this former starlet, but little does he know that she's fucking batshit crazy.
Way crazy. Like, holy crap, this woman needs some meds. She needs some Prozac, some Xanax.
He goes to the house and like he wants her to audition for him. And she sings like, "I want to write a letter to Daddy," and it's horrible. It's fucking absolutely horrible. And he's like pretending it's good.
Like it's completely off key. Not that there's really a key for this kind of song.
And then like he's like, "It's great." He's like, "I'm gonna go tell like all my Hollywood friends about it." And she's like, "Oh!" She's all excited, and she's like, "Well, let me go to my storage unit and like dust off my old dresses." I'm like, what?
No, she took them to a costume shop to be altered so they could fit a 50-something-year-old woman.
Oh yeah, that's like, my favorite scenes in this movie are like, Baby Jane like going around town. I don't know why. It's like we get these like tense scenes of her like going from like store to store. They're fucking great.
That's because she is made up in this ridiculous way. And I guess the author of the book, he would see people made up like that on Hollywood and Vine.
Yeah.
And like Bette Davis did her own makeup for this movie because nobody wanted to make her look like that.
You could tell.
Yeah, they're like, we're not doing this because I don't want to be shunned. I want to have like a role in it. I want to be able to work.
Oh, they would be shunned. They'd be fucking publicly shunned. The best part of it's like anytime Bette Davis leaves the house,
yeah,
or Baby Jane leaves the house, that's like Blanche's time to like snoop around. But does Blanche wait like an hour after Baby Jane leaves the house? Because it's always like a 2-minute scene of like Baby Jane going to all these places, and it takes like Blanche like all this time to like wheel to the next room and like look in a drawer and like find out.
I think she doesn't wheel around often. I think she has limited ability because Baby Jane, because she's not getting like physical therapy or anything, you know?
Yeah, I guess that is true. But it's just like the way the scenes play out. I'm like, she's got more time. She can get around this fucking like top, because she's on the top level of the house at first.
Yeah.
And she goes in and she finds like a piece of paper with her signature. It was Baby Jane like practicing Blanche's signature. There's this like whole thing too where I think there's a doctor involved too, I think.
The doctor is an idiot.
Fucking this whole system failed her.
So Elvira tried, she just unfortunately was too late. And then gets murdered.
Yeah, and she got killed. She got hit in the head with a fucking mallet or something.
The doctor does not think it's weird that suddenly Jane has her own doctor like 3 minutes after he got off the phone with Blanche. Like, for fuck's sake, still show the fuck up and make sure Blanche is okay.
Elvira was like, I think you need to get to Blanche anyway. You need to get Jane to like a doctor to get her like checked out. Like she's not here fucking mentally.
Yeah, she is like woohoo, woohoo, woohoo.
Blanche somehow gets downstairs and like calls the doctor's office, I think.
Yes, because Jane has taken the phone from her room.
Blanche is on the phone, and Jane comes home like to hear the conversation, and then she like rips the phone out of Blanche's hand, like rips it off the wall, and she goes to like the downstairs phone immediately, and like she can perfectly imitate her voice. It's like so good that it's actually Joan Crawford's voice in the movie, like the lip dub.
Yeah, I mean, that's because Bette Davis actually couldn't imitate Joan Crawford, so they had to use Joan Crawford's actual voice.
I don't know. The doctor should be smart enough being like, wait a second, there's some fucking red flags here.
That's a little too, the timing, bro, the timing. Like, come on, man.
Like, this whole system failed this poor girl. It's like, as soon as Jane realizes that, like, Elvira's meddling in the affairs, she, like, has her fired, but then Elvira sneaks back in the house. Jane kills her, puts her, like, wraps her up in a fucking rug, and, like, puts her out in the fucking, like, backseat of her car to, like, dump her body, and her neighbor comes outside, like, as it's happening, and doesn't realize what's going on. Like, clueless to this whole thing.
I mean, it's 1962. Do you really think that the batshit crazy lady next door just murdered the housekeeper? No.
I would. Like, today I would.
Maybe if I had Brad Pitt in place at this point, I would have.
They did establish that the neighbors are, like, starstruck by this, though. Like, they're, like, in awe that their neighbors are the Hudson sisters.
Well, that their neighbor is Blanche Hudson, not that they're the Hudson sisters.
Yeah, but the only person they ever see
is Jane.
But there was a time where, like, Jane was alone and she was trying to yell out the window of the neighbor, but the neighbor's daughter was listening to her, like...
Blanche was alone, you mean?
Music too loud, so she couldn't hear her.
Yeah.
And she, like, tried to, like, throw out a note, but, it missed and it blew back in the driveway of the Hudson house.
Oh. She tried.
We already kind of, like, teased the character of Edwin. So Edwin is... He thinks he's gonna con this woman.
I mean, he probably could con Jane if she wasn't batshit crazy. If she was just as naive as she comes off.
So it's like the point of like the night they're gonna do their big rehearsal, but this is the night where like she beats the shit out of Blanche, and that's like right when Edwin decides to show up.
Ties Blanche to the bed in like some SMN sex swing looking contraption.
Yeah, where did she get that?
I was wondering the same thing, because there was no AdamandEve.com back then.
I mean, I'm like, does Jane have like male callers come to the house at night? Like, what? I need to know.
I mean,
Hedda Hopper, where were you? You disappointed us.
Oh, you were not paying attention to the Hudson sisters.
You should have been paying attention to the Hudson sisters. Yeah, so Edwin, like, Jane doesn't answer the door because she was beating the shit out of her sister. That's when Edwin showed up. So, like, now she's mad at Blanche because she ruined her chance to, like, become big again. She thought this was going to be her, like, big comeback. And it's ruined, it's foiled.
There is a lot of psychological damage between the two sisters with dealing with their fame.
I mean, I will say, I feel like that, other than being, like, trapped by her sister, I feel like Blanche maybe had her head straight. She was just trapped in her body, her useless body.
Here's the thing. Part of the thing is, Jane is under the delusion that she is the star of the family, and that it was her money that bought them the house and all that, and Blanche is like, no, it was my money. That your money was long gone, honey. Daddy spent that. There was no Coogan laws then.
Yeah, Jane is still, like, fixated on her father, too, which, like, leads me to believe that maybe there was something weird going on between them two as well.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, too.
Because, she's like, ever since Daddy died, you haven't been the same. And you could tell, like, Blanche tried to move forward, but she can't because she's handicapped.
Yeah.
She can't, like, she's stuck in the second floor of a house. And, like, you can tell, like, it was purposely done that way. Like, you know what, like, maybe let's leave her on the bottom level. Like, maybe she can go outside and, like, sit in the sun and get some sun and, like, meet the neighbors and shit. And,
no, yeah.
I don't know. Like, go places. I don't know, like, was this, like, if you had a handicapped person living in your house, like, in these days where they just, like, not allowed to leave the house? Like, I don't know what
So, true story. Upstairs above me right now, like, literally above me, is a 101-year-old woman in a wheelchair. There are ramps. It's my stepmom's mom. She is very active for 101 years old and in a wheelchair. She can move about the house, but she's on that level. She's not coming down here.
But there's ramps, so she can potentially she can slide down.
So there are ramps that we can pick up and put away, like if she's not going to be going anywhere.
Okay.
So there's ramps that can go out on the front stoop.
The veranda or something.
But then there's ramps out in the back, so if she wanted to go out back, she could.
So she's got freedom. She's not trapped in this room and being served like dead canaries.
Yeah, no, nothing sketchy like that.
Yeah, literally. All right, we kind of brushed over this, but Blanche's only friend is a canary in a birdcage that sings to her, and fucking Jane steals the bird. Well, she tells Blanche that it flew away by accident. She actually was cleaning the cage and it flew away. But then she serves it to her on one of those fancy silver platters that you see in the movie Clue. You lift up the platter on Roseanne, it's Jackie's head underneath. Instead, it's a dead canary. And then later on, it's a dead rat.
Surrounded by sliced tomato.
Poor Blanche is hungry. She's hungry as fuck. She can't go downstairs and get crackers or something. She has to rely on her crazy fucking sister who's pickled all the time.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know. I really wanted it to be a happy ending to this movie. There wasn't. Every time I watch it, I'm maybe I remembered this movie wrong and it'll end happily.
Maybe I found the cut where it's a happy ending.
The ending pisses me off. The ending, absolutely. I hate the ending of this movie. If you could just cut it.
Yeah, it's not a good ending.
So, I guess Edwin, something happens. Edwin comes to the house and he sees what's going on and he calls the cops. Is that what happens?
No, he doesn't even do that. He's drunk before he shows up.
Oh yeah, that's it.
And he finds one of the creepy Baby Jane dolls and an extra wheelchair, and he has a blanket around him, and he starts rolling around thinking, I'm sending Daddy a letter or whatever. Drunk, and Jane flips the fuck out because the cops had shown up with him drunk because he was outside the house.
Oh, because he was outside the house yelling or something, right? Screaming, being a nuisance.
Yeah.
And I think the fucking shitty neighbors next door that should have done something about this. Mrs. Kravitz needed to live in this neighborhood. Let's be real.
For real, if Mrs. Kravitz had lived across the street, none of this shit would happen. Abner, that Baby Jane, she just left the house. Go over there.
Yeah, she got a rolled up Oriental rug with feet hanging out. We need to investigate this.
I didn't see Elvira come out of that house.
Yeah, Elvira went in, but Elvira didn't come out.
And it's been hours, Abner.
The cops do nothing. They do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And
they don't. There's no indication that something's going on in the house for them.
I don't know. You know what?
Because nobody's reporting anything.
I still feel like they should have looked into it a little bit. Maybe let's do a walkthrough, maybe at the very least, and find Blanche tied upstairs in a sex swing.
God.
But no, they're whatever. You know what? This drunk fucking piano player is stuck outside, talking about fucking writing a letter to Daddy, rolling around in an old fucking Afghan fucking sweater blanket kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they take him home. Edwin's mother's disappointed. I thought this was gonna be your big break, and now you're back here.
Bitch, your son almost got murdered.
I want to know. I want a whole background series about Edwin and his mother. Because Edwin's mother knew about Baby Jane. She was around during those days. She was a stan. She was a Baby Jane stan.
Mm-hmm.
She was aware of Baby Jane. Oh, I remember Baby Jane. She was just I used to dance to her tunes the way we used to dance to Kids Incorporated back in the day. That was her, Kids Incorporated.
Hey, I'm gonna have the theme song in my head all night, and it's gonna come up 10 times on my TikTok.
So is Baby Jane Fergie or Jennifer Love Hewitt?
No, she's one of those random girls that didn't make it.
The background girls, that you never hear about anymore?
One of the girls who maybe was there for a couple seasons.
Forgotten about, footnote in history.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was a stan.
You're oh, hey, whatever happened to those other girls from Kids Incorporated?
Oh, that would be a good movie. I want to see that movie. That could be the new Hag horror movie. Who would play that girl?
I don't know.
You know, we could have Fergie play that person, because whatever happened to Fergie?
I don't know what she's doing. I know that she and Josh Duhamel divorced, and he just got remarried.
There was definitely like a 10-year period where like Fergie was coming out with a new album, and then it came out in like 2015 and no one knew.
Yeah, like I remember being like, oh my god, she's finally coming out, and she was performing at like one of the award shows, and then it was like crickets afterwards.
Didn't she like piss her pants on stage or something? And that was like the last time we ever saw her.
I don't even know.
I feel like that happened. If it didn't, correct me.
Send corrections to at Patrick M. Dunn on Twitter.
Please do. And you know what? I'm dying to see those corrections. So send them all. I want to know what Fergie is. Because I feel like a year ago I was like, whatever happened to... No, you were saying whatever happened to Fergie. And I was like, she came out with an album in 2015. You're like, oh, she did. Like, I didn't know that. I just thought The Duchess was the only album she ever came out with. But no, she has a follow-up that no one listened to.
I mean, I feel like we were waiting for an album, and then it just kind of came with a whimper.
You know, I need to know. Like, let's do Fergie's discography right now. Because Fergie could be the new Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. All right, so she had The Duchess that came out in 2006. Obviously, we know that. Double Duchess came out in 2017. And that's it. That's fucking it.
I guess I need to go to Spotify after this, and instead of listening to Midnights by Taylor Swift, listen to Double Duchess.
All right, hold on. You want to hear some numbers? You want to hear some fucking United States numbers? All right. The Duchess sold in 2006, just in the U.S., I'm not even talking about worldwide, 3,900,000 copies. That's a lot.
Wow. I don't think I ever actually owned a copy.
Me neither. All right. Take a wild guess in the U.S. how much Double Duchess sold. Just throw a number out there. Think of how many. I said 3,900,000. That's a lot of records. It went 5 times platinum.
I want to say something really sad, like 40,000.
Oh my god, you're right.
Really?
Yes, you got it fucking to the fucking number.
Oh my god, I was like, what's a good number for this?
That's not even like... What's before gold? Silver? That's like nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I think more people have listened to this podcast than Double Duchess sold.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
Like, I feel like 39,000 people have listened to this podcast.
I mean...
my god.
Maybe.
And she said...
Reach out to us if you listen to us.
Hold on, alright.
Talk to us, we want to be friends. I'm not always an introvert. I might be an introvert, like, when I'm at a fancy dinner with the owner of the company.
Ooh, look at you.
Buying me a margarita.
Yeah, look at you. Fucking getting a Presidente margarita at Chili's.
But...
I think. I don't know where you went.
Yeah. I'm not name dropping anything else.
All right. Do you want to know the name of the singles that came out on Double Duchess? Because I've never heard any of these songs.
There were singles?
Yes.
Multiple singles?
At least 2 that I can tell. Oh, hold on. 3. There's 3.
3?
The first one was called L.A. Love. Do you know that song? No, you don't.
No.
The second one is called M.I.L.F. MILF. $. That was the second single. And the third single is A Little Work.
God.
Yeah, sorry, Fergie.
Girl, what happened?
You might be the new Baby Jane. Yeah, whatever happened to you?
Like, what happened, Fergie? You were making it. You had a hot husband.
Hold on.
An adorable little kid.
Hold on, this even gets better. This gets better. All right, so you remember how Beyonce, when she came out with her self-titled, she did that, like, visual thing where she made, like, videos for all her songs?
Yeah.
Fergie did it too.
Okay.
It's called Double Duchess, Seeing Double.
You're fucking kidding me.
Nope. And it came out in movie theaters throughout the United States.
What?
As a one-night special event on September...
Patrick, you have to stop the lie.
No, this is real. I'm reading this on Wikipedia right now. It was a one-night event on September 20th, 2017.
Oh my god.
In movie theaters. And then hold on. They even did she even did a Q&A at one of them.
What?
100-minute long Q&A.
Patrick, no.
And hold on, it gets better. If you got tickets to this event, you got a free copy of the CD.
Oh my god,
It's on Wikipedia.
I have no words right now, is where I'm at.
And hold on, but you know what? Shout out to Canada because they aired this on Much Music, so Much Music got to see it for free.
I mean... so that means it's probably on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah, hold on. Do you want to hear the special guest that appeared in her visuals?
Oh god, who?
Jay Hernandez. Do you know who that is?
Not off the top of my head. Like,
he was on Hang Time on NBC, Friday Night Lights, Hostel, that Kirsten Dunst movie Crazy Beautiful. So that was the big star of this, by the way. He was the first name.
Oh my.
And Kendall Jenner.
What?
Yes, Kendall Jenner. These are two big names in this.
No sense.
MILF $. This is gold. This is better than whatever happened to Baby Jane. Whatever happened to Fergie? That's what I want to know. We know what happened to Baby Jane. She went crazy and she killed her sister.
Oh my god.
But Fergie's still out there. We need to check on Fergie. We need to get, does she have a sister that we don't know about?
For real?
Where's Josh Duhamel been? Has he been in anything? Because she could have him crippled in a fucking attic somewhere right now.
Josh Duhamel is currently the star of The Mighty Ducks on Disney Plus with Lauren Graham.
All right, good to know.
He's the one who replaced Emilio Estevez.
All right, so he's okay?
Yes, he is okay. He just got married 3 weeks ago or something ridiculous like that.
We don't have to make a house call to make sure he's all right?
No. I think my Leo Dupree is good.
All right, he's okay. But who else is in? will.i.am? Is will.i.am okay? Should we check on him? The other two guys from Black Eyed Peas, I don't know where they are. I haven't seen them in a while. I haven't seen the Black Eyed Peas in a while either. Where are they?
I don't know. Where are they?
Are they trapped in the basement? Are they chained to a wall? Should we make a house call at the I.am mansion?
Oh my gosh. Where is what? Oh my god. That's what we need to be doing, making this movie.
I don't know, can we have a picture of will.i.am holding up a newspaper with today's date on it?
I don't know. Maybe I should just go to Twitter and see when he last tweeted.
Do it, please. I'm worried. I'm very worried.
Okay.
Less worried than what's her name from Hunter Tylo Achilla?
Oh my god, we brought this up in the Kitty Catty episode. Hunter Tylo and Richard Simmons both being missing.
But Hunter Tylo is okay. We found out she's okay. So I feel like this podcast saved her life.
I think she got a divorce from that guy, and it's all good now. But she's not on Bold and the Beautiful.
Did she drop Archillo from her name? Did she drop Archillo?
I think she did. Okay. will.i.am last tweeted October 12th. He retweeted a Prince video.
Okay, but it was an original message?
Yeah, he had it was a quote tweet. It was a quote tweet.
How do we know it wasn't Fergie doing it, though? How do we don't know if Fergie was typing that shit up?
I don't know. See, now you're gonna make me... Wait. Oh, that's... Black Eyed Peas have replaced Fergie with Shakira.
Isn't Shakira in jail?
Why do you think Shakira's in jail?
Tax evasion. She was doing some tax evasion shit. You didn't read that?
No.
This was 3 months ago.
Fergie tweeted 2 days ago.
What did she say? will.i.am and I are okay?
It's oh dear god. Okay. This is super embarrassing. The tweet before that is from September 23rd, and it goes, "Happy 5th Double Duchess! I'm sending out so much love and appreciation to each and every one of you who worked on and supported this project."
All 40,000 of you. Yeah, here's a news article from September 28th, 2022, weeks ago. Shakira could face jail time over alleged tax fraud. So, she's in trouble. Girl's in trouble.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Shakira is in trouble. She needs to unleash her she-wolf.
Oh, there's a hashtag for her.
Yeah, free Shakira, right?
Yeah, I don't even understand. Okay, so you have to remember, though, right now, Patrick, I have worked, almost 80 hours each week for, the last 3 weeks.
Shakira's been hiding money offshores. She is putting money overseas.
Damn. Why do you fools do this? They are always going to catch you. They caught Wesley Snipes, guys.
Oh my!
They're gonna catch you.
Yeah.
The only person they don't seem to catch is what's his face? Al Sharpton and the other guy.
Oh my god.
The other, I want to say Don Johnson, but I feel like that's not the right name, but you know who I mean?
Don Johnson, is that what you said?
Yeah, oh my god. There's
Nash Bridges, Don Johnson, Miami Vice?
not like Don Johnson, like Melanie Griffith's ex and Dakota Johnson.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with
Hold
our
on.
starlets, but they need to pay their taxes. That's all I'm saying. Free Shakira.
Oh, is it? No, it's not Jesse L. Jackson. It's the boxing promoter, Mike Tyson's boxing promoter guy.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I can't... yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He was like kind of a con artist. He had Don King.
Yeah, okay, Don King. All right, yeah. The guy with, like, the tall hair.
Yeah.
Okay. You just have to say tall hair, and I would got it. But you're like Don Johnson. Like,
Sorry.
like fucking Crockett or Cricket or whatever his name was.
Yeah, no.
Like walking around in, like, flip-flops and jeans.
I was right with the first name, though.
All right, you want to talk about the end of this movie? The end of Baby Jane? Speaking of, like, fallen stars.
Okay, so.
It all lines up perfectly. All right,
Yeah,
I hate the end of this movie, by the way. So, for whatever reason, I don't know why, Baby Jane decides to, like, pack up her fucking Blanche after she beat the shit out of her. Like, throws her in the fucking Cadillac.
Well, because she thinks the cops are going to show up and bust her.
But they're not.
Because Edwin kind of sort of figured out what was going, but not enough because he was really drunk out of his mind.
But the cops really don't care. Like, they put an APB out, but they really don't give a fuck. They're like, whatever. We have bigger fish to fry. They're like the fucking
Okay, so like here's the deal. Here's the thing. They don't know what's going on until after Baby Jane takes Blanche out of the house.
That is true.
So like they find Elvira's body. Baby Jane is off like burying Blanche in the sand at the beach.
Yeah, I feel like the police have, like, more important things to worry about, like, I don't know, the Black Dahlia or something. Like, there's something else going on in town. Maybe Charles Manson.
That was years before that. That was like the late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah, I think that was, like, the 40s.
Like, come on. But this is kind of like a story, though, too, because they know that the body of Elvira was found at the Hudson sisters' house.
Oh, no, but didn't Jane take it out of the house? She put it in the rug and, like, brought it somewhere?
No, she didn't.
There's definitely that whole fucking scene where she's, like, dragging the body outside, though, and the neighbor sees it.
Oh, I think she just got it into, like, the garden or something.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Like, she put it in the fucking rose garden, like Mr. Wilson's rose garden.
Yeah.
What a fucking dumbass.
So, the police have found Elvira's body. They know, like, one of the sisters did it, and they're like, well, it probably wasn't Blanche who's bedridden.
Yeah, she's upstairs fucking writing letters to her fucking doctor and her fucking pharmacist because you have to, like, call in a prescription for booze.
And not getting her fan mail because her sister's, like, hiding it and throwing it out.
Oh, yeah, like, I saw your letter. I saw your movies. Yeah, because I think Blanche found them later on, right? Like, weeks later. She found, like, a bevy of letters.
Elvira found them and collected them and brought them to her. So, like, because Blanche was having kind of, like, a revival because of the movies airing on TV.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because this is, like, you couldn't really, like, you would only see new movies in theaters, and you couldn't buy video, but they would sometimes show them on, like, on the telly.
Yeah, they'd be, like, on like, an afternoon or something after the soap operas, but before the news.
Yeah, like, at, like, 3 o'clock. Like, the 3 o'clock show or something. It was, like, Edge of Night just ended, and now it's fucking, I don't know, whatever movie Blanche did in the 30s.
Gets bundled up, and she's, like, bleeding. Jane has beat the crap out of her. She is broken. She is busted. Like, maybe if she got to an ER, like, right now, she'd be okay, but that's not gonna happen.
Jane takes her to, like, I don't know, fucking the biggest beach, like, most populated beach she could find.
They arrive in the middle of the night. They arrive at night, though, so, like, Jane parks the car all wonky and, like, drags Blanche down to the sand.
There's, like, a trail, like a snail trail.
Buries her in the sand. And then, like, the next day, as people are, like, getting there, like, there's two cops getting, like, their morning coffee, and one of the radios has been playing the news, and they're like, yeah, it's a shame about that colored woman. You know, there's an APB out for, like, Baby Jane.
And everyone's like, who?
Yeah, like, nobody really knows. Like, well, I think they know now because I'm sure her picture was in the paper, but, like...
Yeah, we cut to this like fun cabana that's on the beach. It serves like booze and stuff, and like
Mhm.
Annette Funicello is like there, like dancing. And
No, she's not.
no, but like it's that kind of beach though. It's like that fun hip beach.
Yeah, it's like that kind of beach scene. Like, it's the Gidget beach scene.
Yeah, and there's like a fun little like booze stand that you can go to, and there's like a bartender that's like listening to the radio, and there's like two like cops there.
It's a snack
And-
shack. It's not a bar. It's a snack shack, dude. Where they serve Pepsi.
I don't know. Maybe like internally, I thought it was a bar. I was thinking of like a Carnival Cruise bar. Yeah.
Internally, you did because you're a booze hound.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. We're not going to deny that. So like, there's like 14 cops there, like at the beach, and there's this like dead lady in the sand that everyone's walking by.
Well, okay, so no. Blanche, I don't think Blanche is dead yet.
But she's close to death.
Like, there's no, like, Blanche is not coming back from this, though, okay? And Jane is like, I'm gonna go get us some ice cream, and she's, like, floating around, like, she thinks she's still got this mentality that she is this vaudeville star. Nobody around her knows who she is, they just think there's this crazy woman on the beach. Which is exactly what she is.
Yeah, it's all like hot, like 20-year-olds, like busybodies there, like just hanging out at the beach, having a good time, snacking, surfing, whatever, I don't know, 20-year-olds did at the beach in 1962.
Well, okay, so, like, while she's going to get ice cream, the cops have gone to check out the car, because there's an APB out for it, and they're like, oh, it's the car. And they go back down to the beach, and she's, like, prancing around with these 2 strawberry ice cream cones she didn't pay for. She just walked off.
Yeah, she stole them. Bitch is a thief.
The guy's like, it'll be 40 cents. She's like, oh, thank you, bye. Da-da-da. Like, because this bitch has probably actually never paid for anything herself, really.
No, like, she probably didn't even bring her fucking purse with her, let's be real. Like, she
No,
just, like, left
Like,
the house.
even when she went to put the ad in the newspaper, she was, like, really confused that they were charging her, like, $8 or whatever.
It was like 8 cents, and she's like, what? I gotta pay for this? Do you know who
Yeah.
I am? I'm Baby Jane Hudson. And she
Yeah.
walks out of the newspaper place, and the guy's like, who the fuck is Baby Jane Hudson?
Yeah, they're like, who? Who?
Ugh.
If you had said, I'm Blanche Hudson, they'd be like, oh my god.
And they couldn't even, like, Google it. Like they had to call, like, their mom and be like, do you know Baby Jane Hudson? And she'd be like, yeah, sorta. I kind of remember her. She was, like, the Fergie. She's your Fergie.
She was Blanche Hudson's older sister who was a vaudeville star and then could not cross over to the movies while Blanche became, like, the star.
The one part of this movie that really pissed me off, especially at the end, is there's this like dying woman on the beach, and like no one has like thought to like go over and be like, and she's like fully dressed, wearing like she's not wearing beach clothes, she's wearing this like big ass like dress that old ladies wore in the 60s.
Yeah.
It's probably summer, like I'm assuming it's summer because they're at the beach. This ain't like winter.
Yeah, like, this is definitely, like, summer, and they're at the beach, and Baby Jane is prancing around, and the cops are like, hey, we gotta talk to you, we wanna help you and your sister, and she's just like, la-da-da-da-da, I wrote a letter to Daddy in heaven, la-da-da-da-da, and it, like, just starts panning out.
And that just says the end. Like, that's it. Like, nothing. Like, did anyone, like, call an ambulance?
Yeah.
Like, no one was, like, checking. Like, even when they did the pan out, like, no one ran over to, because you could see Blanche's body, like,
Yeah.
in the sand, like, far away from all this. And, like, no one was, like, near her. They're all just, like, this fucking crazy lady, not this, like, dying woman on the fucking sand. I don't know. Like, I need to know more. Like, I want to know what happened. I need to know, did Blanche make it? Did she not make it? Did they get her to the hospital in time? Did she recover? Like, where, like, what happened to Baby Jane? Is she the Joker? Like, is this a Joker origin story? Because I feel like it could be. Like, Lady Joker?
I mean, okay.
She looks like the Joker, let's be real. She had better makeup than any...
She did. She definitely had, like, Joker-esque, like, Jack Nicholson or Cesar Romero type Joker makeup.
Who would you prefer as a Joker? Baby Jane or Jared Leto?
Baby Jane.
Yes, me too. Harley Quinn. Should be a good Harley Quinn. Should be a perfect Harley Quinn.
I mean, she kind of has the makeup down for Harley Quinn.
She does. This, you know what? Maybe the Batman the animated series, like, people were like, you know, we need like maybe we'll do like a Baby Jane kind of style makeup on this woman, make her a villain.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really like know much about Harley Quinn, like, at all.
Okay.
Because, I'm like a Marvel girl,
That is true. That is true. You're very
but like,
oblivious to the DC expanded universe.
I'm like literally wearing my Captain America
And I'm wearing my Fergie shirt.
t-shirt.
The double Duchess, seeing double. 5-year anniversary. Cop it.
Oh my god, I have to go listen to this album and see what it's like.
Yeah, we need to do a special episode in which it's like a listening party.
We should just do a Getting Catty of Double Duchess.
Yeah, we have to watch this movie. This Fergie movie. I need to see it. And you know what? Can we get Josh Duhamel on as a guest? I'm sure he's done with what did you say he was in recently?
He's doing Mighty Ducks Game Changers on Disney Plus season 2.
All right. You know what? Can we get Disney in our pockets and we can do a podcast with Josh Duhamel and talk about Fergie's Double Duchess? Were they together then? Were they still an item?
I'm fuzzy on the timeline of their divorce.
There was definitely like a dry spell period for Josh Duhamel, and I feel like it's like after Duchess, like Duchess 1 came out, like single Duchess. It was a dry spell for his like career, right? Because can you name anything? Like Win a Date with Tad Hamilton, but I feel like that was before that.
Yeah, that was before. That movie is amazing.
It is.
But I'm also, see, the thing is, I also love Topher Grace.
Hold on, I'm gonna bring up Josh Duhamel's filmography because I need to know. Like, was Fergie holding him back?
Possibly.
Because I feel like she was. Hold on. You ready? You ready for the Josh Duhamel filmography? We're going into his IMDb right now, live and uncut.
Okay.
The Thing About Pam, which was a TV show, I think. Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yes, it's a TV show. We talked about it. It's on Peacock. Go watch it. It's got Josh Duhamel and Renee Zellweger.
Jupiter's Legacy came out in 2021. I don't know what that is. A TV series.
That's a Netflix superhero show.
He was in the 2019 Veronica Mars revival, which I do not remember him being in this.
Okay.
He was in that USA like Biggie Tupac show, Unsolved.
Unsolved. Yes, he was oh my god, have you not watched that? That was good.
I need to check that out. Oh, I forgot he was in Transformers. He was in the Transformers movies after Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
All right, so he was working. Okay, sorry, Josh Duhamel. Sorry, you weren't trapped in the attic, in Fergie's attic, in the I Am Mansion.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, all right, he's worked. It's just nothing I watched.
Just nothing you watch, but apparently a lot of stuff I watch.
I guess so.
I think there were some others that are like, you didn't list, but yeah.
He did that Stephen King 11/22/63 that was on Hulu. It had, I feel like, what's his name was on it? James Franco.
Franco.
Yeah, the one they go back and it's like this guy goes back in time to like the day Kennedy was assassinated or something.
Yeah.
Who knows? All right. I'm going to ask the age-old question. I'm dying to know. I'm dying to know what you thought of this. And I'm trying to think of our rating scale. What are we going to go with? On a scale of 1 out of 5 canary snacks, how many canary snacks would you give this movie?
Why would you pick that?
All right. What do you want me? What is the rating scale?
What's wrong with you, Patrick?
What should the rating scale be?
I figured you were going to say Baby Jane dolls.
Creepy Baby Jane dolls? Is that acceptable?
That's like way better than canary snack. Like, what the fuck, man?
It's Halloween time. We got to be morbid.
No, we don't. Halloween does not need to be morbid.
All right, 1 out of 5 creepy Baby Jane dolls. I'm dying. All right, can I take a guess? Can I take a hot guess?
Yeah, I want to hear what your guess is.
I feel like you're gonna give us a 3.5. I don't know why. I get 3.5 vibes.
I fucking hate you.
Am I right?
That's exactly it. Yeah, like, okay, so this is my thought. When it came out, this was probably like scary as fuck.
This is probably like, this is like I Know What You Did Last Summer for 20-year-olds in 1962.
In 2022, it's not that scary. It is also something I would feel comfortable watching without headphones on and having like my 9-year-old nephew watch.
This is not like a jump scare movie. This is like a what the fuck is going on movie.
Like, do I think my 9-year-old nephew would pay attention to this? No.
No, not at all.
But if I said, hey, do you want to watch a scary movie? I would feel comfortable with him watching this.
Then like Halloween Ends or something.
Oh yeah, like the last Halloween movie they did last year was bad. I'm so glad I just watched that on Peacock.
I haven't seen the new one.
I haven't seen the new one yet either, and honestly, I kind of have no desire to.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it. You know what? Jamie Lee Curtis, she had her time. She had her time to shine. Do something else. True Lies 2, I don't know. Like something else. Get your paws in something else.
I just don't care. I'm just like, okay, Michael, just take them all out. Here's the thing: the original Halloween is not bloody.
No, it's creepy as fuck. It still holds up. Like it holds up.
It's creepy. Okay, I would let my nephew watch a TV edit of Halloween.
TBS version, the TBS cut at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
The 3 p.m. cut.
You know, like, I would probably let him watch a TV edit of Friday the 13th or, like, Nightmare on Elm Street, because they're not that bloody. They're really not. Like, even the TV edit of Scream, and Scream was a bloody movie, isn't that bloody. But, like, the more recent horror movies are more about the gore than the scare.
Exactly. And you know, that's not like why we're there. We're there to be scared, not to be grossed out.
And I want to be scared. I don't want the gore.
All right. I have a question for you though. If the ending was better, let's say we got a better ending. We didn't get like a shitty beach scene with like dumb cops. Maybe we got like a fight, like I don't know, like a fight on a cliff or something, and it turned into like,
or like Blanche could really walk this whole time or some shit like that.
Yeah, she like stood up and like walked out of the house and went away. Would that give it a 4? She's pretending this whole time.
Here's the thing: Blanche does not get that moment that our final girls do.
No.
That's what's missing.
So I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
I only know this from watching the TV show Feud. At some point during the filming of this movie, Joan Crawford became really upset and just kind of like stopped showing up on set, or she was like taking too long in her trailer, changed her makeup and stuff like to fuck with like the editing of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she was just being a diva and just didn't really want to participate in the movie anymore. So I feel like, I have no proof of this, by the way, but I feel like they were like forced to like kind of willy-nilly make like an ending.
I mean, her and Betty were both pulling shit.
Yeah. So like I feel like they kind of like rushed the ending. Like the ending just seems really rushed.
It does.
It's building up this big climatic moment. Like I felt like we were getting this big climactic ending, and it just kind of like ends with a whimper.
Yeah.
And we don't really get any answers. We don't really like find out what's, I don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions that I need to know, and we don't get any of that. And I feel like it's probably because of the difficulty of the filming of this movie. And I feel like we were robbed of like a hot ending. Like we should have got like, this should have been like something people still talk about today. And literally we're talking about it today. But
Blanche should have gotten her final girl moment.
Yeah, she like hits fucking Jane over the head with like a fucking phone or something, or like I don't know, she finds a cane. I don't know. Like something.
I don't know, like whatever she can grab, but no, instead she dies in the freaking sand.
Yeah, she just dies in the sand, and then she like on her death bed / bed of sand, she's like, "It wasn't you who hit me and made me a cripple. It was me. I crashed the car, and then I crawled out of the car and switched places." I'm like, how the fuck did you do that?
Like, yeah, there's...
Like, was she lying just to, like, make her feel okay in her dying moment?
I think she did.
Like, a part of me is like, she was lying just to make her... Maybe she wanted to, like, she was using it to save her life, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe this will make Jane feel bad and, like, call an ambulance or, like, flag down one of those, like, hot teens on the beach and just be like, hey, can one of you guys call the cops for my dying sister that you've all ignored for the last 4 hours, that she's laying in sand and, like, the tide's coming in? We don't get that. Instead, we just get her fucking dancing around with a fucking strawberry ice cream cone. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give the movie a 4.
That's kind of where I thought you'd be.
Oh, I should have asked if you want to guess it. Yeah, I think it's a really good movie. The first hour and 45 minutes and the last 15 minutes just goes to shit. So I feel like if you shut the movie off at a certain point and then just like make your own ending in your head, perfect movie. Could be a top 5 movie. Better than Citizen Kane. Is that what people say? I don't know. I've never seen Citizen Kane.
Hold up. You've never seen Citizen Kane?
I feel like I've seen parts of it, but I've never seen it like from beginning to end. Like I've definitely watched like excerpts of it, and I've seen like like I know about like Rosebud and shit. Like it's a sled. Like I know that much, and people are wondering what it was all movie long. and it was like a joke on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
That's as much as I know. But I've never actually like sat down and watched it from like start to finish.
Oh my god, it's such a good movie.
And this would have got a 5 if they gave Joan Crawford her due.
Yeah. But they were like purposely fucking Joan over.
Seriously fucking over. Because when they did the Fallout movie, Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, they pretty much like, she pretty much like quit within like the beginning of the filming, and they replaced her with our gal pal Olivia de Havilland, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with that. You know, she got to still act and got to live to be the age of 104 and send faxes all over the world in her final days.
And Sue Ryan Murphy. I told you she was gonna do that too.
You did, and I love it. I stand. But yeah, I feel like we were robbed of a great ending, and it makes me bitter to this day, because every time I watch this movie, I'm like, maybe I'm gonna get a secret cut. Maybe Ben Mankiewicz found like a secret copy of like the real ending, and no, it's never on there.
Sorry, it's just not gonna happen, hun.
It's sad. All right, hold on. I have a hot question for you. What do you think is a better movie, this movie or Straight Jacket?
Ooh, actually, I kind of think I like Straight Jacket more.
Yeah, Straight Jacket's fun. We get like Joan Crawford dancing and like smoking a cigarette to like some pop record. Her getting gaslit by her fucking daughter. Oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah, ooh.
Great movie.
If I had time, I would watch that, but I don't.
I don't know. I might throw it on tonight after I watch Fergie's Seeing Double.
My god.
All right.
Oh my god.
I stand. All right. Where can you follow our Wild Ass Adventures? Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, and the TikTok at A Very Special Podcast. A Very Special Podcast.com, SaltyRockMedia.com, and of course anywhere you find your podcasts to listen to. So subscribe, follow, rate us, tweet us, page us, because we're like impossible. I don't know.
Yeah. And as always, girl, bye.
Hey, Fergalicious definition make them boys go loco. They want my treasure so they get their pleasures from my photo. You can't see me, you can't squeeze me. I ain't easy, I ain't sleazy. I got reasons why I tease them. Boys just come and go like seasons. Fergalicious, hey. I'm promiscuous, and if you were suspicious, all that is fictitious. I blow kisses, then put them on the background. They be lining down the block just to watch what I got. It's so dope.